the power of eminent domain for economic gain and decide whether it should. In New Jersey, it's decided that only blighted and public and traditional public use properties can be eminent domain. Now, Kennedy is the fifth opinion in that Kelo case, and he stated that if there's a preferred private entity that predates the eminent domain acquisition of the property, then you can't eminent domain it for economic gain. What does that mean? It's in the second paragraph of his concurring opinion. What that means is that if you've identified a beneficiary of the property you want eminent domain for redevelopment, then you can't give it to that person. That would be unconstitutional under the federal constitution. So if you find that they put a property in redevelopment in this town and they had it planned to give it to him before the eminent domain did, sorry, you just violated the U.S. Constitution. It's basically what the U.S. says.
So the private people won.
No, they lost.
Yes, and ultimately,
Ultimately, the Supreme Court said that they won. It was 5-4.
They lost.
In the Supreme
Suzette
Court?
Kelo was moved out of her house. They jacked the house up, they moved it to another property, and they took her property. However, she got about $800,000 out of the whole deal, plus attorney's fees.
So what was that whole Supreme Court case where, that was lost.
That was Kelo versus the one in
Okay, so
Connecticut.
they did, yeah.
However, the governor did go to jail.
But of the Supreme Court ruling, I think Clarence Thomas voted, he, I think he was that, did they win or lose in the Supreme
Who
Court?
were they?
Well, the Kelo, because they.
Suzette Kelo lost
Okay, all the way up to the top.
because Connecticut
Got it, okay,
allows for economic
okay.
eminent domain. New Jersey does not. That's why in 191 NJ 344, Gallanthin versus Paulsboro, I won because my property is not blighted. And I will win again because it's not a public use. You don't need 85,000 square feet. When the calculation should be 850 square feet, if at all. So, I'm not giving any, that's why I believe I will win. That's why I did take the appeal in good faith. The conclusion is certainly by the courts.
Thank you for coming to see you. Very interesting. Do you teach college? No? Big good professor. Question is, how could us citizens, the New Jersey Supreme Court seems to legislate, in respect to giving us telling that we have to give $500 million to the advocates. What could citizens do to tell them to back off and not legislate?
I'm not licensed in the state of New Jersey. I practice law only in Kentucky and Pennsylvania. I'm admitted in my own case to Acquisition, sponsored by an attorney. So I really have not studied that area of how the courts operate, couldn't comment, and I'd probably be sanctioned if I did. And justifiably so. Ask Governor Christie or ask your state senator. Or if you don't like it, get the Tea Party, get an action group together, and investigate everybody.
George,
Thank you. That sounds
I do know in Pennsylvania, they don't select judges, they elect judges. That might be something that we as citizens ought to be doing, because then the judges don't have this pressure, or, they've been picked by someone in, the political arena versus the citizenry.
Is this more common than not to be elected a judge?
In Pennsylvania,
Comments.
I'm saying, as myself as a citizen
You
in
have
New
no
Jersey,
comment. Please.
I'm just talking about Pennsylvania.
Oh.
That is something that they talked about in New Jersey.
Did they?
Yeah, about electing judges.
Okay, so there's, in other words, what does one do, let's say,
change
let's say I'm in
that.
Caldwell and I want to go have a petition. And, you know, everyone has their own little town and you go grab a bunch of names and
Right,
start.
and it would have to be presented, I would imagine to the state, I'm sure there's ways to find out
Yeah.
about what that process would be. I mean,
Okay,
it's a
the
matter of
process of
changing
getting
the
a
law.
petition.
I would imagine it's a matter of a senator proposing the legislation or putting it on a referendum, finding out how you can put that on as a referendum.
Oh,
As
that-
far
that
as
would re-
priorities go, I would urge you to get transparency and investigate all your elected officials.
First things first.
Lawfully,
transparency.
public knowledge, internet, just investigate everybody and everybody involved.
And then write to your local newspaper.
No, we can turn it
And
into law.
expose it. That was a lot of fun.
To get people indicted, if necessary.
Well, what's wrong with
This is
writing?
a full contact sport.
So,
I'm serious.
yeah, what's wrong with
It's
writing?
epidemic.
Yeah.
It's epidemic.
Huh?
It is
What's it? Yeah.
way out of control. No matter what you give them, it's not enough.
Correct.
There are 2 people dead because of eminent domain. Directly died from coronaries and strokes. The pressure is incredible when you have to take on the government and they want you to put your life on hold for 10 years while they play their games and make money at it. There will be not anybody going out to dinner after I win my case. And there will not be any friendships. And when it happens to you guys, you'll understand it. And this show is coming to your town. And I've never seen such willful, unconcerned people. They care not one whit about you.
I think everybody thinks
What about
it's not gonna
term
happen
limits?
to them. I think people just think it's not gonna happen to me, and then I see.
It's happening across the state.
Right, but people still walk around, it's not me, it's that
Right.
neighborhood.
Right, they're in denial.
It takes a lot to confront that and do something about it.
You
Well,
know?
what happens is everybody's passed and they're like, oh, I can't fight City Hall. And then, you know, maybe what about doing something like term limits and start working locally and say, that's it.
Indict people.
Indict. Okay.
We had a mayor doing economic development in his town. His wife is selling the real estate, and the police chief's wife is selling the real estate.
We're in bed together.
When it was disclosed, the guy doesn't run for re-election. The police chief retires. Everybody happy? I'm not. Because if it was you, you'd be going to jail. If it was you, you'd be going to jail. So I'm over at the Hour Sheet Hotel in Iraq. I'm talking to a retired FBI agent from Southern District, New York. Because we just look at the people that don't run for re-election. Because those are the ones that got caught. Sometimes. Is it really? Is that how it works? Because, yeah, it's cheaper than prosecute them all.
There was a judge that was arranged that.
Even Christie said it. He says it's epidemic. It's all over the state. It's a seamless web. Didn't he say all that? So, I guess it's our job to lawfully discover all of this public information, assemble it, and it's not hard. I mean, you know people from high school. You know whether they're good or they're bad. I mean, I know people that you could put $100,000 down in front of them, and they make sure that you didn't lose it. If you walked out of the room, they make sure that you got it back, every penny. They're honest people. And I know there's people that club you on the way out, so they didn't come back. You know, but each town knows who they are. So you just watch, you watch your own rascals. And you know, we can work out a web where we assemble the data and submit it to proper people. You know. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for being here. I hope you all have a little motivation to start doing something on the local level, because we can really make a difference. there. Thank you all for being here tonight. See you next month. Thank you.